My name is Bea Johnson. Since 2008, my family of four produces just 1 jar of trash per year. So we found that when you live with less, then all of a sudden you have more time to do what's important to you. More time for friends, family, picnics, and hikes. And it's thanks to that simplicity that we found time to read books and watch documentaries on environmental issues. And what we found made my husband and I really sad, thinking about the future that we as parents were creating for our children. And that's what gave us the motivation to start having a more eco-friendly lifestyle. So at first we watched our energy consumption, then our water consumption, and then I started questioning our trash. And in trying to find solutions to reduce it, one day I found the term zero waste, which back then it was a term that was used to describe waste management practices. It was not a term used to describe something you do at home. But yet when I saw that term, it gave me a goal. It was a light bulb in my head. We found a system, or we found alternatives that we could stick to for the long run, for life, and that's when zero waste became a lifestyle. In order to reduce our trash to just 1 jar per year, there is no secret. What we do to achieve this little amount of trash is, one, to refuse the things that we do not need. Today, in this consumerist society, we're the targets of many promotional goods, whether it be a plastic bag, junk mail. Every time we accept these things, we are not only creating a demand to make more, but also once we bring them into our homes, they also become our trash problems. So it's important to learn to say no to these things on the spot. Pause for a moment before you reach out for it. Pause and ask yourself, do I really need that plastic pen? The second rule of our zero waste lifestyle is to reduce. And that means going through a decluttering process in your home. The beauty of decluttering is that it allows us to put things back onto the market to make them available to the community, and it boosts the second-hand market, which is very important for the future of zero waste. In my case, I used to have a jar filled with accessories next to my stove. I had about 10 wooden spoons until I realized that, when I stir, it's only with one hand. What's the point of having 10 wooden spoons? One is enough. My clothing, for example, I've reduced my wardrobe to a capsule wardrobe of 15 pieces. But having less does not mean that I have less options, because I have selected items that are multifunctional, and my wardrobe of 15 pieces allows me to create more than 50 looks. The third R, the third rule of our zero waste lifestyle, is to reuse. And for us, reusing means having swapped anything that is disposable for a reusable alternative. So we've swapped paper towels for rags, disposable razors with a double-edged one that's reusable. We've swapped tissues for handkerchiefs. But also swapping disposables for reusables also means going to the grocery store with a kit made of reusables to buy our food without packaging. So, for example, we bring one of these big totes with us to the grocery store. We bring a few glass containers like this. We ask the staff behind the counter to put it straight into the jar. And then we also bring some mesh bags for produce. We bring a big pillowcase for bread, so the bakery can put it straight into there. We also bring a few of these cloth bags to buy grains, flour, salt, sugar, cereal. The second aspect of reusing is to buy secondhand if we need to buy something. Of course, all our clothes are purchased at the charity shop, from the thrift store, but also for the things that we cannot find in the charity shop, then we fall back on other ways of buying secondhand. Our dining table is from a local peer-to-peer website. My chair is from the flea market. The fourth rule of a zero waste lifestyle is to recycle. But it's to recycle only what you cannot refuse, reduce, or reuse. So zero waste does not encourage you to recycle more, but actually recycle less by preventing waste from coming into your home. Rot composting is the last rule of the zero waste lifestyle. There are lots of composting systems that have come up on the market. to make it easier for city or apartments to compost at home. We found that we lead a way healthier lifestyles with zero waste because we've been able to eliminate all toxic products from our lives. The cleaning industry will have you think that for each application you need a different product. To clean windows, floors, or bathrooms, toilets, you need different products, but it's not true. To clean our whole house, all we need is just white vinegar. For light scrubbing jobs, we use baking soda, but these are very much natural alternatives, which in the end ended up being healthier for us. Also, I found that before, when I was buying mascara from the store, I would get conjunctivitis twice a year. But ever since I started making my own mascara, so since 2012, I have not had one conjunctivitis. And with the zero waste lifestyle also, my husband's chronic sinus infections have completely gone away. We also found that this lifestyle saves us a huge amount of money. Actually, when we got started, it was in the midst of the recession. Things were really tough. And yet my husband saw me go to the health food store with my jars and totes, and he got a little bit worried, and he said, we can't afford to do zero waste. So I encouraged him to compare our bank statements between the zero waste lifestyle and the lifestyle before zero waste. And that's when he found that we were saving 40% on our overall budget. That's a huge number. These savings are based on the fact that, one, we consume way less than before. Before, if we went on a trip, we'd bring back souvenirs, or if my mother-in-law visited, we'd go shopping. We were constantly adding to the number of things that we had in our home. Today, we're happy with the number of things we have. We're no longer adding to it. If we buy something, it's only to buy something that needs to be replaced. So it's a sneaker that has a hole in it, or a t-shirt that is too small. And when we buy that replacement, we buy it secondhand, which obviously costs less. We also buy our food in bulk. Or unpackaged. When you buy something that is packaged, 15% of the price or more covers the cost of the packaging. So when you buy unpackaged, you make automatic financial savings. You know what people are thinking? This is a woman that probably doesn't work and spends her days worrying about her trash and making a bunch of things. This is not the case at all. I'm a full-time professional with a very busy schedule. At one point, I got a little bit too wrapped up into homemaking. So I started making my own bread, my own cheese, my own butter, my own soy milk, to the point where I had made zero waste completely unsustainable. For something to be sustainable, in the definition of sustainability, it has to be something that you can see yourself doing in the long run. And if you want zero waste to become a lifestyle, you have to let it simplify your life, not complicate it. There's lots of tips out there on how to do things. Once you get started with zero waste, you'll find that it's very exciting. It opens your eyes on a whole alternative lifestyle, but it's like opening the blinders, and then once you get started, you're like, what the heck was I doing before? You don't need a lot of stuff to do zero waste. You already have in your home what you need to do zero waste. If you need handkerchiefs, then you can cut up old t-shirts, or in my case, they were made from an old sheet. Or ask your grandparents, they have their handkerchiefs. They don't use them anymore, but they have them. The solutions are there. If you keep your mind open for zero waste, one thing that is for sure is that you won't regret having started.